stampers, it's Alison Solven with Stamp Crazy, and today I wanted to show you how to make this really cute card, and it's got a very little bit of stamping on it. It's actually, this is not a stamp. You're going to see what this is in a sec. So let me show you some of the new products from our holiday catalog. So on page 9 of our Handmade for the Holidays catalog, there's a suite of products, and Stampin' Up! Has coordinated the paper with some of the embellishments that we're going to use on this card. So I'm just going to move this down a bit so you can see that it starts with the stamp set, and this is called Cozy Christmas, and it comes in both wood and clear. Here's the set, and I'm going to be using the clear set. I just prefer that for storage and other things. And it also, the suite also includes designer paper. Let me bring it in and show you some of the designer paper patterns. So we have a whole sheet of Santas, this is very nostalgic. This is going back to when I was a kid. This is what our actual wrapping paper looked like in those days. And he's a really cute little Santa. And then on the other side, you've got more of a contemporary stripe, which is nice if you don't want the nostalgic side. We've got poinsettias. And then on the other side, we have little houses. Again, this is extremely nostalgic, this kind of paper. And turn this one this way. We've got a whole sheet of little fawns. Aren't they cute? They're very much like little Rudolphs or little Bambis. So cute. And on the other side, again, is a more contemporary design with the berries and the holly. And when I say contemporary, I mean as opposed to kind of true nostalgic. It's really a vintage look, I guess, is what you could say for this side. And then we've got the vintage ornaments. And then on this side, very contemporary stripes. And then we have, I believe this is mistletoe, I think, on this side. And on the other side, we've got sheet music, and it's Silent Night. So really nice. We've got a whole sheet of snow flurries, or little dots. On the other side, we've got vintage type Christmas trees. And what I wanted to show you about these sheets, the ones that actually have what I would call the more vintage look or nostalgic look, are that these images, they're printed so that you can isolate an image very easily. Like, you could use the sheet just normally, or you could just use one of the images on the sheet. And it's the same for the houses, and it's the same for the little fawns, and it's the same for the tree. This gives you a lot of options when you're making your cards. So I'm going to bring back the card that we're going to make, and you can see that I've taken the Santa Claus and I've just cut him out of the full sheet. So I've just isolated him and cut him out. I like to leave a border around my cut image, because if you cut too closely, it can look, unless you're an absolutely perfect cutter, it can look a little goofy. So it looks better just to leave a little bit of a border around that. So let me bring in my piece of Very Vanilla cardstock. I've got my stamp here, and I'm going to use Mossy Meadow ink, which is the matching color for the greens in this designer paper. And I'm just going to stamp my image like so behind my little tag here. So this is a brand new ribbon. It's on the same page, and it's called Very Vanilla 1 1/4 Subtle Striped Satin Ribbon. Say that 3 times. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball this for measurement. It should be about right. You want to use a nice sharp pair of scissors. So here's my ribbon scissors that should not be used for anything else under penalty of death. And I'm going to make a little banner. So all you do is I'm going to put them together, the two tails here, and then I'm going to cut up the middle, and then I'm going to cut from the edge to the middle and from the edge to the middle. It's awkward when I'm on a video. So just like that, I'm going to set those aside. Now to attach it to the back of the tag, I'm just going to use our long reach stapler, which is great because if I wanted to staple it way down here, I could, but I don't need to today. I just want to staple it near the top, so I can do that. So what I meant was I could have gone down here and stapled. I love the fact that it's got a long reach. I'm going to bring in my other elements. This is 2 pieces of the designer paper, and I'm just going to use some snail and get those to the front of my card. Like so. And then I'm just going to kind of offset this one a little bit, just to give it some interest. Now this piece here I want to pop up with dimensionals. So I'm going to put, you only need 4 of them on the corners here. And a little trick to get your dimensional backs off, if you just press the paper on the back of them with your nail, you just pop off. Okay, and then I'm going to just center that, like so. And then my Santa that I've already cut out, I'm going to pop him up on my tag, like so. And then for the last element, I'm going to add a button, and this is also from the same kind of suite of products, and it's called Home for Christmas Designer Buttons. You get 30 buttons in here, and there are 3 designs, 10 of each. So let me bring these in. You get a striped button, a little poinsettia or snowflake, and a little star. So I'm going to use the snowflake here. And he's just going to get glued there. I'm just going to add some Old Olive Baker's Twine. Just tied a little bow here. And again, my best friend is my glue dot. So just going to stick that to the back of that and stick it on the top of my button. And there's my finished card. So simple and so cute, and not a lot of stamping. Now I wanted to show you another card that I made. This is using the fawn, and I've cut her out, and I've just used the same stamp set and the same paper and the same button, but I've also added another element here. This is the washi tape, and there are 5 in a little pack, which is great. It's a really great value. So here's our 2 cards. Thanks so much for watching today. Happy stamping!